Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rosie, and if you're new here, please do subscribe. So today is going to be a little bit different, but I'm going to be showing you a room transformation. So I didn't actually get any videos of this room beforehand, but I'm going to insert a photo here of when my parents moved into the house about 10-11 years ago. The room was blue, but it was not a nice colour blue. It was really pretty awful. So pretty soon afterwards we painted the room white just to get rid of the blue, but it was just kind of empty box and it really didn't look great. So again, I'm going to be inserting some photographs here so you can hopefully see kind of the before transformations. Like I said, I didn't get any videos, so I'm sorry I can't really show you that properly. But I did want to talk to you about the paints that we got, about the decorations, about the little things that made this room kind of transform into what it is. And I absolutely love this space now. Beforehand, it was very cold. It was kind of a mess as well. We had a wardrobe item thing in the corner. We had a bookshelf full of old books that no one ever looked at. We had boxes of like my brother's things and things from our childhood, and it was just a hot mess. It just didn't look nice at all, and we wanted a nice room in my parents' house where they could have guests. My uncle, for example, if he wants to stay over and see my grandma, or when we ever come home, we can have a nice space to stay without having boxes in the corner and not feeling comfortable really. So that's the kind of background, and I just want to show you around the room. So this wall colour is all of our paints from Dulux. This one is the Egyptian cotton. That took me way too long to remember. Egyptian cotton colour. And this is a Jackson Pollock painting that my parents have had for years, and they wanted somewhere in the house to put it, and I think the colours actually work really, really well. Now if we go this way, so this is where the transformation kind of takes place. So we did go back in with some blue paint, but it's a completely different tone and I absolutely love it. This is Steel Parade, again by Dulux. I actually thought it was going to be greyer, so less blue and actually darker, but I'm so happy with the colour. I think it's quite fun and creative almost. I absolutely love it. So if I just talk you through some of the pieces that have kind of pulled this room together. So the bed we already had. It's just a white wooden frame, white bed sheets, keep it nice and clean. We already had all this. Over here, we bought this from Amazon for about £20. I did see some in TK Maxx about the same price. We didn't buy it at the time. Went ahead and came home and I was like, oh, I wish I'd bought one of those. So I got one from Amazon. I'll leave it linked down below along with everything else that I talk about that I can find. So this was £20. We went for a gold frame because we're kind of going for that gold and blue theme. I think silver can sometimes make a room feel a bit cold, whereas gold can warm it up a lot. These are some of my mum's art pieces, so I'm not going to link those. I don't really know where they're from, but you can kind of put any kind of cactuses on here. You could put maybe room spray, pillow spray, candles, that kind of thing would be lovely on this sort of shelving. Moving on to these bedside tables. So we actually got these from a vintage shop. It was 2 for £70, which I think is a pretty good deal because I think in IKEA a bedside table costs about 50 to 70 each. So to have £70 for 2 I think is brilliant. These are in really good condition, and the only thing we did was actually change out the handles. I'm going to show you these in closer detail in a second. But they originally came with these, and even though it's gold and I did quite like it, I feel like that kind of dates it a little bit, whereas I think these little hexagon shapes make it quite young and fresh and a bit more fun. So the original plan with these was to paint them white with chalk paint, but I actually quite like the dark brown. Now it's in here, now everything is kind of set together. I think if this was white, it might just blend in a little bit too much and maybe be a little bit boring. I think this brown adds a little bit of depth and I actually really like it. I bought these coasters, again from Amazon. I think it was about £7 for a pack of 6, I think it was. So I've just dotted these around just to make sure that we protect this surface now that, you know, we bought them, and I think these add a little bit of detail and texture as well. These lamps, I got 2, so there's one on the other side as well. These are from TK Maxx. These were £15 each. I really like the gold, I really like the shape of it, and just the beige kind of lampshade. I think it's just, like, some of them we found were quite big and overpowering, and you know, something like this big I think would take over, whereas, because these are only small tables, we only wanted a small little lamp. And in terms of the artwork, so this print and the other 3 prints are neither print there. So this collection of 5 is actually some of my artwork from when I was at university about 10-11 years ago. I will take photographs and blur them on Photoshop and print them off, and that was my artwork. So I don't know if you want to come closer for this one, I'll show you it. So this was actually from our holiday in New York. This is actually a New York taxi, so you can kind of see the wheel there and the yellow taxi and kind of traffic in the background. I took this photograph, cropped right the way in and then blurred it, and I love the kind of blurry, bokeh, arty, you don't quite know what it is. I know what it is. My mum knows what it is. She loves this one because it's from New York, from our last kind of family holiday as us 5. But I really love these artworks, and I think they add just a little bit of fun to the room. I especially like the kind of the green and the yellow, a little bit of red. So it now means that if we ever add any cushions or throw pillows or blankets, anything like that, we can add any colour. You know, we can add some red, some green, some orange, and it'll kind of fit in with the artwork. So I really love that that kind of makes it fun and youthful, and I don't know, I think it's brilliant. So we do have these 2 gold frames. I've got one here and one over there, I'll show you in a second. These I've had since I was at university. I don't have a picture in yet. This is one thing I have left to do, maybe a picture of the dog, maybe a picture of my nephews. But I like adding just a little bit of detail there, and it also brings in the gold from the lights and some of the details on that side of the room as well in a second. And the piece over there is a ceramic piece that my mum made about, I don't know actually when she made, probably about 8 years ago. And I just think the greys and the pinks kind of warm it up. It's nice to have some personal pieces in there, like my artwork, her ceramics. It kind of makes it more personal, I guess, rather than just having random prints and random artwork. It's nice to have our things actually in the room. So over to this side of the room, we've got the same bedside table, the same bedside light and the same coaster. And then this is my new favourite purchase. This plant and plant pot are both fake. Well, the plant's fake, the pot is real. But we got these from TK Maxx. The plant holder was £20, I believe. It's a kind of brushed gold, like bronzy colour with the black steel frame. I like this because it brings the plant up a bit. If I had the plant on the floor, it's nice, but I like having the planter to lift it up a bit and to lift the greenery up as well. I think this plant was around £30 or £40, quite expensive really, but if you look at, compared to plants that I've seen online, fake plants are quite expensive, and I thought this was a really good deal. I actually saw some people trying to take it off me. I had it in my trolley and people kind of looking at it. I was like, no, that's mine. You can't have that. It's a bit like that in TK Maxx. You have to like bagsy things and make sure no one steals them. So I love this. So that's going to go back in there. And I think it's great just to add a bit of greenery and a bit of interest into that corner, because beforehand it was a little bit dark and uninteresting, whereas I think it's nice to bring a little bit of greenery into the room. Now, this chest of drawers is an IKEA, I think it's Hemnes I think it's called. I'll leave it linked down below. This is pretty old, so there's some scratches on it down here. I don't know if you can see the kind of marks. We need to give it a bit of a clean up really. But this was in my parents' bedroom. They decided they didn't want it anymore, so I thought, right, we'll put it in here, change out the handles. Again, I think we had black handles here, like big black ones. But I think having matching handles throughout the room really kind of makes it all cohesive. And I also like the colour and the shape. I think the shape just kind of makes it, again, a little bit younger and a little bit fresher and more interesting. I don't know, I quite like it, it's quite fun. This mirror is from my grandma's house. She's recently sold it, so this is like a real grandma piece, but I think it's great in here with the white cabinet. I think it just works well for makeup, perfume, anything like that. And then moving around to this side of the room, so we just have some white linen curtains here on a wooden pole, just basic curtains that we kind of had in the house anyway, didn't spend any money on those. We have my grandma's old sewing table here in the corner. This is a lamp that I got for my birthday or Christmas, probably about 10 years ago. Again, from a vintage shop. I loved it. I thought it was so decadent and over the top. I had to have it. So that's now found a home. We also have one more of my art pieces up here. This is the Apple store, again in New York. You can kind of see the apple shape. I'll show you a close up so you can see that, but love that one. I think it kind of works well there as well, because it kind of brings that artwork into this side of the room, because at some point it was feeling a little bit detached. I think especially had we painted those bedside cabinets white, it would have been like white and young and fresh and new, and then old. Whereas I think having kind of the brown wood and then the art print here, it kind of merges them in a little bit better. So that's that. This is a chair from my grandma's house. Again, she sold a house recently, we just had a spare chair, so I thought I'd put it in here. And I think the colours actually work really well because it's nice and warm. I think the shade of blue could have been quite cold if you added a lot of whites, a lot of silvers, a lot of those sort of tones, but I think by adding golds and oranges it really warms up the space. This mirror we have had for probably 20 years, like we've kind of always had it. Big gold mirror. I had this in my bedroom for a little while, absolutely love it, and I think this really frames the room and I think it's brilliant. This is my dad's old desk. He loves it. He's like obsessed with keeping it perfect. So this has now found a home where it can stay safe, be used sometimes but not, you know, kind of be used every day and get ruined. So that's that. We have the other gold frame there and another little coaster just to protect this table. This is a bowl that my mum has made that I kind of bagsied for myself. I love this bowl, so I'm keeping this here so it's out of the way of anybody trying to buy it or steal it. So that's got my name on it. This chair, I believe this is like some fancy designer chair. My mum loves it. It's a see-through plastic chair. I don't get it, but whatever. That's there. And then finally in this room, I think the last thing to mention is the rug. So this was from IKEA. It was on sale for £15. So we bought 3 in the end. We've only got 1 here. We might put another 2 around the house somewhere else. But I think it's a great size. It's kind of just adds a bit of warmth. Adds, you know, it's nice for your feet to stand on, and I like the colours as well. So that is the bedroom. So I'm just getting some B-roll around the room, and I remembered I forgot to mention my lampshade, so I'm going to include some B-roll over the screen. But this we bought from Amazon. Again, I'll leave it linked below, but I love the gold. I love the pattern it creates on the ceiling, and it was cheap, affordable, and I think it's brilliant. I think I'm going to show you the bathroom as well. We'll kind of do 2 in 1 here. I was going to do them separately, but I think while we're here we might as well do them both. So the bathroom, I'm going to insert some photographs here of how it looked. So it's white tiles in the bathroom with blue tiles. The walls were white, it was very cold, but then also there was the linen closet. The door was like this awful green blue shade. It was just cold, uninviting, not nice to be in at all. So we've redone that and we've used the same colours as in here. So we've got this, I've forgotten the name again. Egyptian cotton, thank you Jeremy, Egyptian cotton. And we've got the Steel Parade blue followed through in there. So let's have a look in there. So in this room, some of the details to point out are this basket we got from Amazon. I think it was probably £10–15, something like that. I think it's great just to add kind of shower gels, any shampoos, toothpaste, anything like that, little towels, just so that guests have some selections. Now, in an ideal world, I would love to replace those with like the White Company and get some like posh cosmetic stuff in there, make it like super hotel-like. But for the moment, we'll just have whatever's, you know, whatever was left. I have a mirror here. This, my brother bought me this quite a few years ago. It's never really had a home, so it's just kind of on the side there, on the window. I'm actually going to show you a before photograph of this window because it was an awful blue colour. We actually ended up putting on paint stripper, and you kind of paste it on. It was the first time I've ever done it. You paste it on and then all the paint like bubbles off. I'll pop some pictures on screen. It was kind of fun to begin with, and then 20 minutes in, an hour in, 2–3 hours in, you're like, no, I'm done with this. It was a pain, but I think it was worth it just to get rid of the paint and have this nice white colour instead. Again, this is the Egyptian cotton, so this colour runs right the way down this wall, so to keep it kind of cohesive and to feel like it flows through. We then got some more fake plants. These are from TK Maxx. I love these. I think they just add a little bit of interest and a little bit of warmth, and also a little bit of the outside coming in. Because we have these nice big windows and lots of greenery outside, I think it's nice to have some plants inside. So I picked 3 different sizes with 3 different pots. Now I did kind of get clashing pots, like this one's a terrazzo pattern, that one's a bit like a straw pattern. It is pot, but it looks a bit like straw. And then this one is, you know, black and white patterned, but I quite like that. I quite like the clashing patterns and the colours and the shapes and the sizes. I think that works really, really well. Moving over this way, we got a toilet roll holder. Very important. I know this was from Dunelm. I think it was probably £10-15, something like that. We got a wooden toilet brush. Again, that was from Amazon. I'll leave it linked down below. The blue is the same blue as in there, so it's a Steel Parade by Dulux, sorry. It's Blue Parade by Dulux. And in here we have a Nike shelf that was in here beforehand, so that's staying. We have this, which is beautiful. This is a reed diffuser from Next, and it's like their spa edition, and it smells beautiful. It smells so relaxing. Give it a good whiff. So that smells lovely. So we have that there. We have this pot, which is one of my mum, mum didn't make it, it's one that she's bought. I think that's quite cute, having a naked lady in the bathroom. This fish, this is a new addition. So we've had this for years, and I mean probably since I was a kid, like years and years and years. And I wasn't sure about keeping, I mean he's filthy as well, he needs a clean, but I didn't want to put him in here. And then I actually thought, do you know what, he could just sit there. Why not?
He's cute.
It's cute. And the print is Alfred Wallace, the blue ship. Now this is one that my mum has had for years. She at one point had it in a red frame, which looked awful. So we found this frame in the house already, and it's the exact size that we needed. Put it in there, and I think the warm wood tones really help kind of make this room warmer. So if we look down, we got this rug from Amazon. I'll leave the exact size down below so you can see which size it is. But this was honestly just a really cheap version, like a cheap way of getting some fabric in here. I would love to at one point change the floors. I would love to get some vinyl or paint it, or get some kind of wood or tile vinyl in a kind of white or beige. I think that would look brilliant. At the moment it's blue, and that's fine. I don't know how to do vinyl, I've not done that before. But the rug I love, and this was from Dunelm. You can buy these sort of things from Amazon, from lots of different home places. It's just for when you step out of the shower, you don't slip on the floor. So I like that. I think, again, it adds a bit of wood tones. The sink is the same. We got a hand wash pump and toothbrush holder from TK Maxx. These are DKNY, I believe, not that it matters. I just like the colours, I like the wood tones and the whites. The mirror is new. This is from Dunelm. Again, I think it was about £30. I've never been to Dunelm before, but there's lots of really nice items in there. So that's a good little size, just to put your toothbrushes in there. We've got some hand creams, so I think that's brilliant. And the reason we went for blue initially was because of the blue tiles. I did have a play about with a sagey green colour. I had a play about with a warm orange tone. It just didn't look right. I kind of felt like I had to go for blue really, so that's why I went for this tone. Painted this door. We put on some door hooks. Again, I'll leave everything linked down below. These are just, I think you can like stick them on and you can put the nails in, so we did both just to make sure they are secure. Got a new handle for this, got some magnets for here so that stays closed, because for a while that opened all the time. So that's the door. And then moving down here, we got these towels from TK Maxx. I love the colour. If you know me at all, this is like everything in my wardrobe is this colour. I love it. So we've got 2 hand towels and 3 bath towels, just so that we had kind of enough for guests. This basket we got from TK Maxx as well. I'm just going to pop for them. This basket I think was £12.99 from TK Maxx. You can find so many good things in TK Maxx. There's so many baskets. But I like this one for the colours, the tones, the white, but also the fact that you can either have it like this, or you can fold it in, and it's a great place just to put towels in. Finally, this piece is from, I don't remember where I bought it from, but it's just got cleaning supplies. I looked at different things like clothing hampers, you know, laundry hampers, that kind of thing. Never really found anything that was what I wanted until we found this one. So it was £70, which I think is quite expensive just to store cleaning products. But I didn't really want to have a white furniture. I didn't really want anything else. I think that kind of is the best fit for what we want. So that's all. The guest towels are there. And then the last thing I think is this plant. So this again, it was from TK Maxx. I don't remember how much this was, maybe 20, something around there, maybe about £20. I think it's fun. I think it came with the black pot, which is brilliant, so I think it just adds a bit of greenery, a bit of interest, and yeah. Last thing maybe actually is the mirror. This was already here. Bog standard mirror is nothing new. It needs a bit of a clean actually since we put it up, but yeah, it's nice just to have a bit of a reflection and a dance in the mirror when you're showering. So yeah, that's it for this video. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, this room tour. It was honestly such a fun project to work on. It's a really dramatic before and after. I'm sorry I don't have much footage from the before, but it really is such a transformation. I think it looks wonderful. It's so fun and friendly and inviting, and it's hopefully a nice place for people to stay now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, everything that I can think of and that I can find will be linked down below, so you can go ahead and shop everything for yourself. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you very, very soon in my next video. Bye!